to the gods and the goddesses on earth. Welcome back to Chance and Opportunity. Look, this video was inspired to me because I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired of people talking to me about this hocus pocus shit, man. People come to me and they be like, yo, I seen ghosts or whatever the case is. I talk to spirits, or they be like, yo, I seen you in my dream, yo, or this and that, or I had a dream about this, or they be like, what people tell me all the time, my past life. I had a dream, I knew who you was in my past life, but shit like that, yo. I talked to a psychic and they told me this in the future, I'm gonna do this. Like, stop with this hocus pocus shit. Like, don't come to me with that. Like, when y'all click on my page and y'all see spiritual guru, I hope that y'all didn't think that that's what I was about. Like, I'm a student underneath of the most honorable master teacher Babaji, the most high Babaji, Chief Babaji. Excuse myself. And one thing about that is, when it comes to being a guru under him, under his teachings, we learn real shadow work. We learn real guru spiritual shadow work. And one thing when it comes to that, we can't talk about any type of spirituality without talking about genes, biology. Because everything is made out of cells. This is biology. Everything is made out of cells. And these cells control how they're expressed here in the three-dimensional world. Right? So, how can we talk anything about any spirituality if we're not being scientists? Stop letting them fool you with all that being possessed with demons and all that. You feel me? Like, spirits. You know what that is? Spirits? Man, everything is energy, bruh. Like, everything is atoms. Everything that could possibly exist that you could see and that you could feel, everything is made out of atoms, right? Atoms have negative, positive charge. What is this negative, positive charge that runs through everything that is in existence? Well, the Most High, Babaji, says that ancient text says in Genesis, God created the universe with thought because God thought these things into existence. God said, let there be light, and there was light. God said, I wanted to create this, and it was. So we are essentially all of God's thoughts. Every single one of us. This is how we are the same. This is how we are all God. This is how we are all connected. This is the I am consciousness. We are all the same because we are all God's thoughts. But what separates me from you? They tell you have a soul. Trick you with this spirituality shit. You have a soul, bruh. What? No. What separates me from you, even though we come from the all, is that we are locked into a genome. Do you understand that? Energy makes up atoms. Atoms made up cells. Cells made up organs. Organs made up organisms and things and whatever, whatever you see. Everything is made out of atoms. Do you understand that? What makes it different is that these atoms decided, you know what, I'm going to lock into a genome, a certain coding. I'm going to collectively come together and turn to cells. And these cells are going to have a certain genome strand. And this is what essentially makes us different. That's what you call a soul or whatever. We call it your astrological energy because I already told you if you watch my astrology video that we apply the Hermetic principle, same as above, same as below. And when we look into the cosmos, we understand that we're are looking into our genetic coding, our DNA strand, and this is how we look into our past and our futures and our debilitations and our positive things about ourselves and energies that we can surround ourselves with or we should surround ourselves with, energy that might not be so good to surround ourselves with, because everything is energy. You got to realize that. You got to look at things in energy. Come into your God mind and just look at things as energy, right? So when it comes to knowing that everything is interconnected and we are locked into a genome, let's talk about spirits. Now, this is why it's very important that you pay attention to not just what you put in your body. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video about diet, of course. I'm gonna do a download about diet, but not just what you put in your body. What about the people you surround yourself with? What are you watching on TV or on your phone? You feel what I'm saying to you? Like, these things are programming your subconscious. This is what you're exchanging energy with. What you exchange energy with has the ability to possess or alter the way you receive this reality. Have you ever studied epigenetics, like I told you? When your environment can regulate and control your genes through time. So, if I'm eating genetically modified food and I'm doing the wrong thing and I'm just in a fucked up ass environment, of course I'm gonna have thoughts of stay. You know what? Is this why they have environments called the projects? And they have, for entertainment, a TV show where it's called Bait Car. Y'all remember Bait Car? And then they put the car in the projects and they watch people steal it. And remember, you'd be laughing like, yo, that dumbass nigga there. You shouldn't do that, though, because you don't realize that is you as a version of you vibrating on a different form. You're essentially looking at a mirror when you watch that, because that's a reflection of us. But it's another topic. But we be looking at that shit, we be laughing like, yo, that dumbass nigga there, the car cut off. We be laughing, they be trying to get out the car and shit. But do you understand, like, my nigga, of course you were likely to probably steal a car. You live in the hood, whereas though you are not in your natural environment. In this matrix, you need money to survive. You're in poverty. You probably don't have any money. It's a nice car right there. Everything around you is altered, genetically modified. You're not in your natural environment. Of course, you're likely to play out statistically to steal that car. And they know that. You don't see that car in fucking in their neighborhoods. You don't see that shit up there in what's that shit, 91210 in California, where the nice neighborhoods is at, Beverly Hills and shit. They don't do that shit out there. Nah, they go to the hood, watch Cops. You feel me? Live PD and all that shit. That shit be around in our neighborhoods, in our environment. You feel me? With places that you see to be familiar, bro. Like, gotta understand that. So when we talk about being possessed and all with spirits, well, what is a spirit? Energy in motion. A spirit is something that, like, for example, if I talk to you angry, can we agree that if I talk angry right now, I might be possessed with an angry spirit? Or if I talk to you kind, can we agree that you would say that I have a kind spirit? Or if I give you something, if you see me and I'm always giving to somebody that's homeless, or I'm always giving kids money, or whatever the case is, would you look at me and be like, oh, that person is the type of person, he possesses a spirit of a giver? You know what I mean? Like, could we say that? So let's do away with all this hocus pocus, fake ass, I'm possessed with spirits. Nah, people be possessed with all kinds of spirits, but it be reasons why. It be their environment, it be no knowledge of self. It be shit like that, like, and this is why, that's true, like, this is why when I say I'm a guru, true shadow work is looking into your astrology, understanding your weaknesses, whereas though you can work on yourself. When you get triggered in the moment, How do you react? Understanding that no matter what happens to you, it's not about what happens to you. It's about what you do. That says everything about who you are, because you could put like what 10, 15 people through the same situation. And this is what science is. This is what science is. If you put 10 or 15 people through the same situation will be called what? A common denominator. We learned this in fucking what, middle school and shit. Now, the 10, 15 people, these are what's going to be the controlling factor to whether or not you can even figure out whether your hypothesis or your experiment is whether or not it's relevant, it's, true or false, right? So if you put 10 or 15 people through the same thing, they might not have the same outcome, right? This is to show you who these people are. If one person goes through the same thing and they become successful from it, you will be like, okay, this person is a strong, sharp-minded individual. If this person gets through some shit and they fail, you just might say that person might have been weak or whatever the case is, bro. Like, so this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm gonna keep making these videos so that way I could get better with explaining. But like, this is food for thought. You already know. People that like my mind, people that listen, you know what I mean. I hope you enjoy this video. But like, yeah, like, stop doing away with this hocus pocus shit. You feel what I'm saying to you? Don't get it twisted. It is a metaphysical, aspect to things. And yes, you can tap into the divine universe and shit like that. But if you want to do that, you just got to go connect with God. God is in front of you. God ain't here where I'm in a box and shit like that. But nah, nature, like, it's us that goes against, we have free will. We could say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But the animals and nature's perfect. Nature just does whatever it's created to do. Like, nature doesn't be like, I want to get high today. I want to dabble in drugs, or I want to steal this. It's the wrong thing. Like, nah, it just does it. Like, it just go. Like, nature just is. Like, so this is a good example of where we can go. Our food is, everything is there already. It's already a system here. We don't have to, I don't think there's nothing wrong with the system, but I just think we have been a slave to our conveniences, and it's getting out of hand, and now we're losing who we are. So I just put these videos out here to try to like help us remember, So I got the symbols, the Ankh, shit like that. These things help us remember, but don't think by far like, I think any of this shit is like magical, yeah, man, like for real, like, just want to let y'all, get some of that. Let go of that hocus pocus shit, man. Do the real shadow work, man. Do that real shadow work. The shit that's hard to do. That's what you need to do. Peace, and I love myself.